This morning on BRN, reform is needed for long-term care services in Medicare Advantage plans. Joining me now to discuss this, Mark Warshawsky is with the American Enterprise Institute. Dr. Warshawsky, it's so great to see you. Thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
Great to be here, Jeff.
Let's talk about long-term care benefits in Medicare Advantage plans. And we have covered on this network Medicare and Medicare Advantage, what they are by and large. But I guess a general question to you, is long-term care coverage, those services covered by a Medicare Advantage plan?
It can be. Maybe just to start, Medicare itself, the traditional Medicare benefit, covers long-term care in in limited circumstances. It will pay up to 100 days of care in a nursing home if it follows a hospitalization, and if the care is needed to provide care that is like intravenous fluids or various medications that would be required. And then if that needs to be provided in a nursing home, Medicare will pay for it. Similarly, Medicare will pay for home care, again, if that is provided in connection with a more significant medical need. But Medicare does not pay for what we think of as traditional nursing home or home care, which is just provided to people who just need help with activities of daily living, or really have no particular medical needs, but need personal help and assistance. So Medicare does not cover that. However, since 2019, the federal government has allowed Medicare Advantage plans, so these are private insurance plans that are available as an alternative to traditional Medicare, to begin to cover home care and nursing home care more broadly than what is provided in traditional Medicare.
But you have to pay for that, and that I would assume, because it's a private plan, different than Medicare, it probably has a little bit more cost to it. And is it as robust as what you could buy, for example, on the open market with a long-term care insurance policy, which is a very popular benefit that many people, not all, but many people have bought that product as well?
It's a new feature in these Medicare Advantage plans. I would disagree in part with something you just said. Generally, it's not more expensive because the general health care that's provided through these Medicare Advantage plans, because of some restrictions on networks and management conditions, is provided more cheaply than traditional Medicare provides. So the insurance companies can actually offer additional benefits, really at no extra cost. And there's a wide panoply of benefits that are being offered. And that what we're talking about here, obviously, is the long-term care benefits. So I don't know that it means that it's more expensive. However, you are correct. It is much more limited, as it turns out. The research shows, the collection of data shows, that the long-term care benefits that are available in Medicare Advantage are very limited. They might be as little as like 24 hours of home care a year, which is almost nothing, but it's it's nothing, but it's very little, which is but is much less than what you can get through a private long-term care insurance policy.
Yeah, and I apologize. I will accept that correction. Thank you so much for doing that. But by the way, you're the expert. I ask the questions. But in all seriousness, we have an aging America. I don't think that's lost on anybody. There are more people that are retiring that are age 65, that will be age 65 than at any time, I think, in our history. And that's the case around the world. Is there a need to take a look at these Medicare Advantage plans a bit further to see what type of long-term care benefits they can provide?
I think there is. I think it's a natural place to include those benefits because it is a related health benefit. I mean, it's not going to the hospital, but it is a health benefit. Where I think the country has gone astray is, again, since 2020, these Medicare Advantage plans are now paying for all sorts of benefits that are really not health related at all. They pay for rent, they pay for pet care, they pay for even robotic pets. They pay for food, meals, et cetera, et cetera. Number one, it's very confusing because there's no standards for this. It's just a whole mix of things. And they're not healthcare. And, the government has limited resources. People have limited resources in terms of the premiums that they pay. It makes no sense for Medicare, which is for healthcare, to be paying for these benefits. And it does crowd out, benefits that are health related, such as long-term care.
And
That's
in
a
order, I'm
policy.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry to interrupt, but
No, I interrupted you. You finish your thoughts, sir.
yeah, no, it's a policy recommendation because Congress allowed all these literally hundreds of different types of benefits into these plans recently, and it really I think it's confusing, it's expensive, and it really dilutes the purpose of the program.
And imagine being the consumer trying to have to sift through the different components of Medicare, because I think we're approaching the Medicare enrollment period, or we are in the Medicare enrollment period. These are the decisions you need to make if you're now age 65. So Congress would have to act. Is there any thought? I know they have a lot on their plate when the new Congress meets in January. They're going to have tax reform. But do you think that this appears anywhere on the docket in terms of to be worked on? Because it's, as we were describing earlier, we're getting older. Naturally, we're getting older, but America demographically is getting older. There's a need to sort this out, probably, sir, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of motivating factors for politicians in this area. Number one, as you indicate, the demographics, and therefore the demand for clarifying this area is there. I think people do want long-term care benefits, however provided, whether privately or through the government. And also, I think another big motivator, maybe not right on the agenda right now, but very soon, in a few years, we really are in a budget crunch. The deficits are just very large, given that we have a strong economy. They're unprecedented. And that just adds to the debt outstanding of the federal government, which at some point will create a crisis, with inflation or increasing or bondholders not wanting to refinance the government's debt. So I think those are as that becomes more on the horizon, Congress will have to, and the new administration will have to prioritize, what are we spending our money on? Do we want to spend money on, through Medicare, paying for people's pet care?
Yeah, certainly. And certainly with the trust funds for both Social Security and Medicare under a lot of pressure, that creates probably an opportunity to reform or try to do things a little bit better than we have been doing in order to meet those budget demands you're speaking about.
Right. I hope so. I think that's the
Fingers
hope.
crossed, right?
Yeah, that's the hope. And if we want to have a vibrant economy and a solvent government, it will be necessary.
Well, Dr. Warshawsky, we're going to have to leave it there. Great op-ed piece. Great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Polls, for all the news in one place. Details, of course, at our website. And we're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.